My name is Lisa. I am going to do a head-to-toe assessment on Shalina. I've asked her to disrobe and put on a gown, empty her bladder. I've done her vital signs and height and weight. I've done her neuro assessment partially. She's alert and oriented. She's been able to answer questions appropriately. And she has no numbness or tingling in her extremities. I will do her skin systematically as I go through the assessment. I did her Snellen and Rosenbaum near and distance vision tests to assess her cranial nerve 2. Hi, Shalina.
Hello.
I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to start your assessment with your head and face, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So the skin is pink and intact. The ears are symmetrical and even with the eyes. The eyelashes are symmetrical and extend just beyond the outer canthus of the eye. I need you to clench your teeth for me, okay? Close your eyes tight shut, okay? Stick out your tongue, okay? Puff out your cheeks, okay? Wrinkle your forehead, okay? And that was all symmetrical with no jerking movements, and is normal. Now, that tests cranial nerves 5, 7, and 12. Now, I'm going to palpate the skull for masses, lumps, lesions, and there's none. The skull, the skin moves normally. The hair is equal in distribution and it's not overly coarse. I'm going to palpate the facial bones for masses, lumps, or lesions. I'm going to palpate the temporomandibular joint. Can you open and close your mouth? Okay, no coughing noted. Now I'm going to palpate your frontal sinus. Does that have any pain there?
No.
Okay. And your maxillary sinus, is there any pain there?
No.
Okay, good. I'm going to have you close your eyes and tell me where you feel me touching your face.
Okay.
Okay.
Forehead. Right cheek. Chin. Left cheek.
Okay, so light sensation is intact. Okay, now we're going to move to your eyes. Okay. The eyes are symmetrical. We discussed the hair distribution. I'm going to, there are no edema, no lesions, and I'm going to inspect your, I need to palpate your lacrimal apparatus. Okay. There's no edema, and there's no exudate from the punctum when I palpate. So now I'm going to look in the eyes. The sclera are clear. The conjunctiva are pink and appropriately moist. Okay. And now I'm going to check the pupillary reaction, both direct and consensual. So direct and consensual, and I would do that on both eyes. Now I'm going to check the red reflex. Okay, and I can see that in both eyes, it's present. Now I'm going to have you look at this red fire thing on the wall, cover up your left eye, and uncover it. Okay, and now with your right eye, and uncover. There's no nystagmus noted. The eye smoothly converges with the other eye. Now I'm going to test. I want you to follow my pen line, okay? And I'm going to test your fields of gaze, okay? Good. Okay. So eye movement is smooth. There's no strabismus no jerking movements when she moves her eyes, so that is intact. And that tests for cranial nerve 3, 4, and 6. Okay? Now we're going to move to the ears. Okay? The ears are symmetrical, evenly aligned. I'm going to palpate them, and there are no masses, lumps, or nodules noted. Okay? They're aligned, well aligned. Now I'm going to have you close your eyes, and I'm going to whisper something, and I want you to repeat what I say. Okay?
Mickey Mouse.
Okay?
Donald Duck.
Okay, very good. Now I'm going to look in your ears. And the landmarks are present. The tympanic membrane is pearly gray. There's no bulging or protrusion of the tympanic membrane. And everything looks good in there, and I would repeat that for the other ear. Now I'm going to do some hearing tests for you. Okay, I'm going to strike this. I'm going to show you first. I'm going to place this on top of your head, and I need you to tell me if you hear it more in the left or right ear, or both the same.
Okay.
Is that both the same?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, I'm going to, it's okay. I'm going to strike it again. I'm going to place it behind your ear, okay? And then I want you to tell me when you no longer hear it.
Okay.
Then I'm going to move it to in front of your ear, and I want you again to tell me when you no longer
Okay.
hear it, okay? And I'm going to be watching the clock to measure that time. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And that we're looking for air conduction to be about twice as long as bone conduction, which it is. Okay. Okay. Now we're done with the ears. We're going to move on to the nose. I'm going to inspect it from the outside. It appears to be midline, and everything appears to be intact. Going to look in the nose. It looks to be symmetrical without trauma or lesions. The septum is midline. The nasal turbinates are not enlarged. And the mucosa is pink and moist. No drainage is noted. Can you cover one side and breathe in for me? Okay, now do that on the other side. Okay, so the nostrils are both patent. Now I'm going to have you close your eyes again. Tell me what you smell. Okay, so that she can identify the alcohol, and that means that cranial nerve 1 is intact. Okay, mouth and pharynx. So the lips, can you open your mouth? The mucosa are moist and pink. There are no lesions noted. I'm going to look in your mouth with this light. The hard and soft palates, and raise your tongue. The hard and soft palates are intact. There are no lesions or masses. There are some dental fillings, but the teeth appear to be in good shape. Can you stick out your tongue for me and move it side to side? Okay, and that she does that symmetrically, which is good. There's no tremor in the tongue. Now I'm going to have you stick your tongue way out for me. Say ah. Okay. The uvula rises midline. The tonsils are a 2+, And the anterior and posterior columns are, or pillars are intact and without any evening. The battery test. Okay. Forgive me another time. Okay, I'm going to open and stick out your tongue. I'm going to test your gag reflex. I don't go too far. Okay.
You got it.
Okay. Gag reflex is intact. You don't want to go too far. Okay. Now I'm going to have you, we're going to move to your, okay. Can you swallow for me? And then we're going to, that appears to be, any trouble swallowing? Okay, that appears to be symmetrical, and that shows that, that assessment shows that cranial nerve 10 is intact. Okay. Now, we're going to move to your neck. It appears to be symmetrical with no masses or lesions. The trachea appears to be midline. I'm going to have you stand so that I can feel your neck from behind. We'll turn around. Okay. Okay. So the trachea is midline. The thyroid is not palpable. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to auscultate. Using the bell of my stethoscope, I'm going to listen to the carotid arteries one at a time. And then I'm going to listen to the thyroid. And I'm listening for bruits, and I don't hear any. I'm going to palpate the carotid arteries one at a time. There are 2+ and strong. Okay. Now I'm going to assess your lymph nodes, okay? So I'm going to name them as I go through. This is your preauricular, postauricular, completely blank, completely occipital, consular, submandibular, submental, superficial cervical, deep cervical, and the posterior cervical, the supraclavicular. Can you raise your arms to your sides? The axillaries. Okay. And then move on. I'm going to take the trachea. Can you grip my hands, please? Squeeze. Okay. In the upper extremities, the grips are equal. The muscle tone is good. There are no masses, lesions, or lumps. The skin is warm and dry. Can you raise your arms up and down? Okay. Can you move them around and around? Okay. And can I get you to put your head forward, back, okay. And then side to side? Good. Now can I have you press against my hand? That's the strength. Good. Now press against this hand. Good. Now shrug your shoulders. Good. Strength is normal. Cranial nerve 11 is intact from that assessment. Now, we need to check your pulses. I'm going to check the brachial pulse and the radial pulse. And I'll check those bilaterally. That was a 2+, and within normal limits, I'll check those bilaterally to make sure that they are symmetrical. Now, I'm going to have you stand up and turn around. I'm going to inspect the back, make sure that the skin is free of lesions or masses. The cervical and lumbar spine are concave and the thoracic is appropriately convex. I'm going to palpate the costovertebral angle right here, and I'm going to tell me if there's any tenderness here. No, okay, good. Take a deep breath for me. Okay. I'm going to put my hands here and I want you to do that again. Okay. So the respiratory excursion is equal. Her respirations appear to be even and unlabored. Now I'm going to okay, she's not using any accessory muscles to breathe, and I noted no pulsations or heaving. Now see, I just messed up. I want you to repeat the words 99 for me.
99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay. Tactile fremitus is intact, is present. Now I want you to just breathe normally while I percuss your back. Okay. So there is resonance heard over the lung fields. Now raise your arms just slightly to your side. And there's resonance to the lung fields on the side as well. Now I'm going to measure for diaphragmatic excursion. I'm going to measure from tympani to dullness. What I want you to do is take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. Okay, and you can let that out. I'm going to mark right here. Now, take a couple of breaths, and then I'm going to have you breathe out and hold it. You ready? Okay. Now I'm going to percuss from dullness to tympani and measure that. Go ahead and breathe normally. And that is about 4 centimeters. And I would repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay. Now I'm going to auscultate the lungs. So each time I move my stethoscope, I'd like for you to take a breath in and out, okay? And I'm going to compare from side to side. And back up. And over here. And over here. Good. Okay, I'll have you turn back around and have a seat on the bed. Okay, so now I'm going to inspect the anterior chest. I see no lesions or scars, and the respirations are unlabored with no use of the accessory muscles to breathe. I note no pulsations or heaving. And if I could have you lie down. I'm going to have you, I'm going to feel of your heart, the area of your heart, the precordium. No thrills, heaves, or pulsations are noted over the precordium. And then I'm going to go to the 5th intercostal space and over to 4 centimeters from the midclavicular line and feel for the point of maximal impulse. And I can feel that. That is normal. Now I'm going to have you repeat repeat again for me, 99.
99, 99, 99.
Okay, tactile tendinitis is present in the anterior of your chest. Now I'm going to listen to your breath sounds in the front. Good. And now I'm going to auscultate the heart sounds. The aortic, the pulmonic, Erb's point, the mitral, and the tricuspid. And those are normal S1 and S2 with no rubs or murmurs. Now, the abdomen I'm going to inspect. I notice no protrusions or pulsations. There are no lesions, rashes, or scars. And I'm going to auscultate for vowel sounds. In each quadrant. And those are normal active. Now I'm going to listen for a bruit over the aorta. Almost heard. Now the renal arteries. The iliac arteries. And the femoral arteries. Okay. Now I'm going to percuss over the abdomen. I can hear dullness over the spleen. Now I'm going to percuss the liver border. Okay. And at the midclavicular line, I'm getting 8 centimeters. Okay, and now I need to palpate your abdomen. Palpating lightly to feel for any masses or lumps, and none are noted. Now I'm going to palpate your liver. The liver border is palpable and it is smooth, no enlargement, organ or medulla noted. I'm going to palpate the spleen. And I'm unable to palpate the spleen. Now I'm going to palpate the kidneys. Can you take a deep breath for me? And then back out. Okay. And I would repeat that on the other side for the left kidney. The abdominal muscles I've assessed for tone, they appear to be symmetrical, and the musculature appears to be normal. Now I'm going to have you, I'm going to go move to the feet and legs. Skin is warm and dry. Hair distribution is not applicable because this patient has shaved her legs. I'm going to palpate her pulses, the popliteal, dorsalis pedis, and post-tib, and those are all 2+ and normal. If you'll sit up for me, I'm going to check your reflexes. Relax your hand sideways. on my arm. Okay. I don't need to do those things. So the brachioradialis is intact. Now I'm going to test the patellar reflex. There it goes. That is intact. And then keep that in a neutral position. I test the Achilles tendon reflex, and it is intact. And that concludes our examination. Thank you.